Hey everybody, it's Skylar here from GorsskyVlogs, and just recently me and the gang got to put together a really cool project that I personally am really excited about, and I'm excited to show you guys. We recently entered a cardboard sled into a cardboard sled race, and after a bit of discussion and voting, we ended up coming up with the idea to do the Mystery Machine from Scooby-Doo, for those of you that don't know what that is. Took it over there, participated in the competition, and I just wanted to show off the results. So check it out.
So essentially we started out when we were building it with the base. Obviously you kind of start from the bottom and go up from there. We decided we wanted to kind of go for a ski setup, so we took these triangle pieces, taped them up really nicely, taped them across and things like that. You won't see entirely what we did for the base, but this is a good sampling of it. And yeah, that's essentially what we did for the bottom, so that it would, you know, hit that snow with as little resistance as possible along the way down. Then we kind of started moving on to the base, which was very tricky. Obviously, we knew it was going to be big. We wanted to make it an in-between of van-sized and sled-sized. So we started building the base fairly large. I can't say exactly what the measurements were, but I would say a good 10 feet long, probably, and about 3 or 4 feet wide. Anyways, we duct taped the crap out of it as much as we could without actually like coating the whole thing in duct tape, because we didn't want to spend several $100s on rolls of duct tape and be wasteful. And as you could have seen, we sprayed it with a rubber cement seal similar to that of Flex Seal. We continued to duct tape the inside to make sure that that all held together. Again, it's always important to get the creases. The guys put together the rest of the structure while I worked on making some cutouts that we could use, some spray on the words. Moving on, we made sure to spray paint the whole thing, gave it a couple coats of the bright light blue, and then hit certain spots with that green to kind of give it that accent and everything like that. And then finally, we sprayed on those templates that I had made from earlier with a nice bright orange color, and bam, there you have it. We also made sure to accent it with the kind of retro-y 70s flower look on a couple sides. Then once everything had dried and the day came, we loaded it up on the back of the truck, headed out towards the park. So once we got to the park, you can see that we added some pieces to the top as kind of like a railing. Otherwise, yeah, we had a pretty decent turnout on this event. A lot of different really awesome sleds, really well done. The one thing that I will say though is that we just really didn't have a whole lot of competition in our age group, except for this one, really just this one that was our main competition, which was a really nice car sled. So that was definitely the one that we had to beat. Surprisingly, we actually did manage to take first place on looks, but the hardest was yet to come, because we had to actually see how well it would handle sledding down the slopes. One thing that I do want to point out before I get any further is this fantastic moment that we had where our friend Dave, who had dressed up as Fred and did an absolutely incredible job at it, got to be interviewed by one of the news channels from our area, and he had this to say.
Just try to get me to say Coolsville sucks.
Back to the sled, we are attaching a dash cam to the top of it. I will say that unfortunately it did not record like it was supposed to when we were going down the hill. It disconnected from the power source. Normally it was supposed to plug into the outlet in your car, and of course, given that as much as we made it look like an actual van, we did not have an actual van to plug the port into. So it came disconnected. We didn't manage to actually get the footage of us going down the hill from the dash cam, which again is unfortunate, but we did get some good pictures of us on the way down thanks to some fantastic photographers we had at the bottom of the hill. So as we were going down, you can see us sticking our heads out. One thing I do want to point out that was kind of interesting was based on the way that we had the sled made, we never made anything to assist us when it came to turning. And so as we made our way down the hill, we started to notice that you can see our lines are kind of angling towards the wall of the lane that we were in. We did actually bounce off that lane, but during the time that we were going down, we were inside. We noticed that we were careening towards the barrier, and we started to shout, turn right, and so we all leaned towards the right side of the car in hopes of hopefully steering it away. It didn't work incredibly well, but I think it did soften our impact when we bounced off the barrier. And finally we made it down the hill, and sure enough, we managed to take third place on the race, just shy of beating and getting into second place. But all in all, it was a fantastic project.
Hopefully by watching how we made the sled, you had at least half as much fun as we had building it. It's a fantastic experience, and we're super excited to do it again next year. Make sure that you like and subscribe our videos in our channel. That way you'll be able to see what it is we come up with next year once we get around to that. Hit us up in the comments if you've ever made a sled and how cool it was, what it looked like. Tell us all about it. Again, like I said, we've got something in the works for next year already. So keep an eye out and keep involved. Thanks.